Hello, beautiful members. Welcome to our segment, Animal Communication with Lorraine. And we've got a really beautiful treat today because last segment, if you didn't catch it, Lorraine did a reading for Francine and her dog, and super awesome. Francine was blown away, but she had done the reading prior. So this time we're kind of putting Lorraine on the spot.
Let's hope.
A reading on the fly. So right here with all of you watching. All right. So take it away.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much, Sharon. These are really fun. I've very much enjoyed these little sessions that we've been doing. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, me too.
So Cara, what is the name of your puppy?
Noki, N-O-K-I.
Okay. So I have never read Noki. How old is Noki?
2 years, 2 months.
Okay, I'll just put 2 year. Old. Irish setter? An Irish setter?
Yeah.
And how long have you had Noki?
2 years.
Okay. Oh, since she was a puppy.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have to excuse me. I need to write all this stuff down as I go, or I won't have it. So is it just, who else lives in the household with you and Noki?
Chase.
Okay. And how old is Chase now?
She's 16.
Oh, wow.
I know.
Wow.
She's a junior starting Monday.
16. Okay. Whoa. All right. And are you, do you have a purpose for our reading? Is there something you want me to hone in on with Noki?
I've been trying to think. I don't really know. I know one thing that Chase and I really get annoyed with is his barking, but then sometimes I feel like, well, he's just excited. You know, we're playing ball and he's excited and he wants to play. So it's like, I couldn't imagine every time like I would get excited, someone telling me to shut up. So I don't really want to tell him to shut up, but then I'm also like, oh God, will you stop with the barking?
Does he go on for long periods of time, or is it just frequent?
No, like if he drops the ball in front of us and then he'll bark like, you know, hey, pick it up and throw with it. And that's it. I mean, like last night, you know, we had the raccoons on our deck. He'll come out and he'll bark like literally like 4 barks, and that's it. So it's not that bad. It's just stop. Don't stop.
Okay,
but
so
stop.
I will ask him about it. It sounds like he is trying to communicate in dog language to you. So we'll get his insight into that. Okay. All right. So I'm writing down that there seems to be a purpose, but we don't know what that is, or a reason. I'll put that. There seems to be a reason, but we don't know what that is.
There's definitely like some dogs that he doesn't get along with. Like we'll go to the dog park and it's always interesting. Like most dogs he'll get along with, but there's always one he's just like, arr. And that can be upsetting.
Okay. Doesn't get along with all dogs, but most dogs.
Most dogs.
Okay. All right. Any health issues or physical concerns?
No.
Okay. Oh, good. That makes it so much easier. Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do is probably going to seem very familiar. I'm going to do just a couple minute meditation to drop in and connect. Oh, will you tell Noki it's okay for him to talk to me? Because he sounds like he's pretty smart.
Noki.
And think what you're saying as well as saying it.
Okay. See this?
Oh, he's so pretty.
Okay, look. See, that's Lorraine. She wants to talk to you, okay?
Hi, Noki. Oh, look at that. He's given us a little bow. Okay. And while I'm reading him, pay close attention because I'm going to be quiet for a while I write notes. So this will seem kind of boring for a few minutes, but pay close attention to how he responds because sometimes they have an interesting response while I'm talking to them.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So let me get started. So here I go into the boring part, and then I'll come back to you.
Lorraine, can you
Yes.
maybe guide us into that process, and then we can kind of do a meditation while you're being still so that we have something to do while you're
okay. If I'm talking, then I can't do it because I would be then thinking about you. I need to be totally into my own head, but you can take yourself to that place of quiet serenity where you don't feel anything. You're very neutral. That's where I'm going. I'm going to that place. And then I'm going to ask.
I can, but what about our people watching?
Well, they can try. And if they've been working with you, then they can do it. And I know Cara can do it.
That's true.
Right, Cara?
Yes, thankfully, yes.
Oh, good. Okay, so I'm going to go to that place, and then I'm going to bridge. I'll just tell you ahead of time what I'm going to do. Go to the quiet place, get neutral, and then I'm going to bridge my heart to Noki's heart. I picture it in my head, and that is my intention, and then we start having a conversation. Okay? All right, let's go. Get this over with.
Wi-Fi connection.
Okay, he's got a pretty good sense of humor. Okay, so he'll probably continue talking to me, but I don't want to leave you hanging there too long. Usually if they have more to say, they just keep interrupting me. So first I felt like this buzzing energy from him, like my body was vibrating, which was, I've never had that feeling before when I read a dog. It was very cool. So I get the sense that he has a lot of energy. And some of that energy is not physical energy. He's telling me that it's emotional energy. He's just telling me that now because he's responding to what I'm saying for some reason. So he is continuing to talk to us. What's he doing right now, Cara?
He's inside somewhere now.
Okay, all right.
Likes to be alone a lot.
Yeah. He said I got the feeling that he's very loving and fun loving. He has a great sense of humor and he loves to play. And then you had said something about dropping a ball. And so I kind of asked him about that. And so he's showing me pictures of him running after this ball. And I said, well, what color is the ball? And I got red, yellow, blue. And then he showed me a tennis ball, a bright yellow tennis ball. So I don't know if that's correct or not, but that's what I got. It's
usually covered in absolute mud, slime, and everything. Yes.
Is it a tennis ball?
Usually, yeah. He has a few that we play with. Yeah.
Okay. So that's what he showed me because I was thinking, well, is it a rubber ball? Is it red? Is it blue? What kind of ball is it? Because sometimes that's fun to, get in there and see those details. So he showed me a tennis ball. He showed me a new tennis ball. So, so I asked him why he has so much communication, why he likes to use his voice. And he said, I want to say what's on my mind. He said, but people just don't understand. It's his job to protect the property in the house. That's his job. They all have a job from intruders. So he takes his job very seriously. And then I asked him about dog park difficulties. And he said, this is kind of funny. I don't know what I was expecting him to say, but he said, I'm the top dog and I need to let those other guys know about it. So I kind of got the feeling like it wasn't, it was more almost like a joke. Like he's asserting his personality more than anything. And he just feels that he's important. He's very important in his world. He knows he's beautiful. He knows he's flashy. And so he feels like it's his place to be somewhere near the top, if not the top dog in the pack or the situation. So anyway, that's all I asked him. You can have me ask him more, or does that spark any questions for you?
No. I mean, because he definitely struts around like he knows he's beautiful, and like he'll get, when he gets attention, he's like, oh yes, I know. But there's definitely some people that like he immediately is just like, and doesn't, and is usually men. He does not like men around me and Chase very much.
Well, he's protecting you.
Yeah,
he's the dad. I feel like he's kind of the father figure of the household. It's his job, right?
Yeah, I can see that, especially at nighttime. Like that's why I kind of thought, I'm like, he's on patrol at night. He doesn't sleep much. And I always kind of thought, like, you know, that's what he's doing. Not so much like he's looking to play and chase anything, but more just like, what's going on?
He's he takes it seriously.
Yeah, he does, doesn't he? Yeah, he's fun. I love him. My God.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what funny things does he do? Because he displayed a certain sense of humor to me. Like he has a very clever brain, and he's able to have a sense of humor. Not all dogs do.
Okay, so you know what I think, or I'll ask you, is when we leave the house, you know, if he's not coming with us, I set up cameras, but I always forget to watch him. But he'll I don't know when he does it, if it's like as soon as we leave or just sometime when we're gone, but he always gets into something. And he doesn't try to ruin it, but he'll just like rearrange shit. Like he'll bring a blanket upstairs or a shoe and just move it. But he doesn't shoot things up. He doesn't break anything. He doesn't ruin anything, but he always finds something to get into. And I never scold him when I get home, because when we come in, he'll meet us at the top of the stairs and he gets this like goofy grin. And so Chase and I fight over who gets to see the grin and who gets the loving. And he's just, it's like my favorite thing is coming home to him, because he's just like so happy. You know, dogs are happy, but he always gets into something. And I think he kind of feels bad, like, oops, sorry, like I did this, but it doesn't seem like he's like ruining anything, you know, like he's angry. It's almost like, I don't know. What is that? Like, is it a joke, or is it like, this is what you get for leaving me? Or
no, in fact, I asked him while you were describing all that, he said he's showing you that he's doing his job and that he's busy. He's not sleeping on the job. That's what he said. I'm not sleeping on the job. I'm busy. I'm watching out for every little detail. So that's what he had to say. So it is kind of funny, because he really thinks. He's really thinking, and he really is trying to communicate with you. And it's one way he displays to you that he's there, you know, that he's always thinking, how can he do his job better, you know? So do you know how to communicate with animals? Have you ever thought about it?
It just seems like you just kind of do, you know, like I kind of talk for him sometimes when I can tell that he wants to do something. I'd be like, okay, well, I know you want to do something, but give me a minute, you know. And I don't know. I mean, I kind of talk to him kind of alone a lot. So, but I can kind of pick up on what he wants a lot of times.
And do you know how they communicate with you? Do you know what form it takes?
You know, I feel like there's like a little bit of physical, but maybe a lot of what I'm just assuming he's thinking.
You're trusting what you're feeling.
Yeah. And I think a lot of it is like, we probably have pretty routine set stuff that we do. So I think I pick up on like, okay, you know, it's time for us to go down to the meadow, but so I, you know, I mean, if he's saying something else, but usually it seems to be like, I don't know, I just feel it. Yeah, a little bit.
So one way for you to communicate with him, I mean, it sounds like you're getting his signals, and when you get his signals, you're actually creating an image in your mind. Like you're picturing, okay, it's time to go down to the meadow. So you're picturing the meadow, and you start changing your shoes or finishing what you're doing, and he gets more excited because he's seeing those images in your mind. And he actually, that's much of the way they communicate or they read us, is by the pictures that we give them. When we speak, we form a picture in our head. Right, Sharon? That's helped you quite a bit with Patches?
Yeah, when I'm trying to communicate with her, especially. Yeah. That it's like when she's pulling on the leash, I'll, instead of giving her the message of expecting her to jerk it, when wildlife comes, I kind of brace my body for expectations. But I've been going to that place that you've been guiding me to do, which is giving that clear message of what I want. And so I'm trying to, maybe it's a combination of feeling it and envisioning it, but I kind of, I guess, feel the energy of softness, and then comes the image of her kind of going back on it, or easing up, that kind of thing. It really does work.
Yeah. And when my little Bonnie, she's very protective, and she was raised on, on our property in Garden Valley. So she thinks that all of Avamore belongs to her, and it's her job to patrol that park, even from my living room. She knows when there's people up there. If there's little kids playing, she doesn't generally bark, but if people walk down the sidewalk, or she sees adults or other dogs up in the park, she sounds off. So instead of, saying, no, stop it, be quiet, you don't need to bark at those people, they can play at the park, I could take that, that way. And I think at first we did, because we didn't realize that just didn't mean a thing to her. So I started envisioning her just, I thank her for her warning, hey, there's people up there, Mom, there's people in our park, because it's right behind our house. Even though there's a bank of trees back there, she still could see through in places. So I say, yeah, I know there's people up there, but you can, you've let me know they're there. So now you can, relax. But thank you for letting me know. Sometimes I physically say it, and sometimes I'm just thinking it. And then when I pay attention to her, because she's watching me out of one eye and the park with the other eye. So when I bend down and reach my hand down to her, she comes right to me, and I pet her and I say, thank you for that. And it calms her down. She goes, okay, I did my job. So you can picture it in your head, say the word, you can say the words in your head, or you can say them verbally. They get it all. So it's really fascinating. You have to test that theory and see how it works for you.
Well, I always thought, at the dog park, especially, I'm like, they're talking. These dogs are talking to each other. We don't see it, but they're talking. So right. I guess it would make sense that, we could have images that talk to them also, if they can do that with other dogs. So
Absolutely.
And there are times I've noticed that I can do that. When he barks at the door, if I go to check, I will thank him. I'm like, okay, thank you. That's good. That's enough. And then he'll stop. But, right. There's definitely other times where it's like, oh my God, with you already, stop. And, and I'm probably sending out something different then.
Yeah. You might be confusing his feelings about it. It might be sending him a mixed signal, this is something I'm worried about, but he's not sure why you're worried about it, because he doesn't understand your words, maybe. So sending a really simple, clear message might be better for him. He might understand it more. And just taking that time to take a deep breath and, be more patient with him. It might be helpful. And you know what, that energy thing just popped into my head. That might help with that buzzing energy and level him a little bit. If you take a few seconds and take those deep breaths, like we do when we want to center ourselves, and see if that doesn't help center him a little bit too. Yeah.
Okay, for sure.
Yeah. And I think the barking when he drops the toy is really a fun thing. It shows he's really engaged. I think that's awesome.
It does seem like he barks out of happiness, and so I feel bad, being stop barking, but Chase really wants him to stop.
Well, Chase can explain it to Chase that he's just trying to communicate, and Is she there? Is she
No,
listening?
actually, I was looking for him.
Okay.
I still haven't seen him. He's probably
okay.
sleeping on the
Okay.
other couch.
So anyway, yeah, she probably could use a little information, what works and what doesn't work too. I mean, maybe have her watch this recording.
Okay, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah. So what else would you like to know about animal communication that maybe you didn't know before? For the benefit of those watching.
Well, I had just a little comment while Cara thinks about that.
Okay.
So just the things that you've been guiding us in this morning, early morning before 5 o'clock, she barked off and on. And I can see how sometimes I go to an agitated state when she's agitated, and then, or I feel like she's pressuring me. It's like, yeah, I know. This is when we go out in the evening and we take in the smells, but I'm doing stuff, so I'll start to feel the pressure. So if I just go to that place of remembering, she can be totally fine. So this morning when she barked, I knew that all was well. There was nobody tromping on the porch trying to break into our home, that she was just barking at something out there, whether it's dogs or animals or whatever it might be. So I didn't even pay attention to it. And I just relaxed. And then she stopped really quickly. So I can tell that she's so tuned into me that she can feel, it's like she'll get more excited and pressury if I'm feeling pressured. So if I just kind of get clear on, it's like, well, you're just fine, go lay down. And sometimes it might take her a little bit. And then she's like, she's got this little sigh. She's settled in. It's like, oh, okay, I guess we're not going to do it for a little bit, but I'll try again later.
Yeah, Cara, I would be more concerned if you had real close neighbors that was bothering. But the fact that it annoys your 16-year-old daughter, I don't think I'd worry about that too much. Just, use it as a teaching moment.
So, okay, so before I forget, so while Sharon was talking, I'm going to be going back to work. Oh, no, what the heck?
You're good.
Just because you moved it went out of focus. That's all. You probably have.
Oh, okay. Some scam phone call coming in. Anyway, so I'm going to be going back to work at some point when my cafe opens back up, and I am anxious about leaving him alone, like to the point where I want to take him to the cafe with me. He could be the cafe dog, but I know that there are, he could be protective, so I don't want him in that position. And I know he actually has more fun running around the house, guarding the neighborhood and seeing everybody walking by. Because, like, as you can see, it's a fun place to be. We got
beautiful.
Bears. We got bears. We got coyotes. We got the raccoons. We got the squirrels. We got the birds. I think he knows like most of the animals right around here. But I was thinking about getting him a pet, like another dog, or I don't think I can have a cat. But what do you think? Do you think he would want that, or do you think he wants to be the solo dog, solo love?
He just reminded me that he has to be the boss. So if you did have another animal, it would have to be subordinate to him, which makes sense because he was there first. He said it needs to be a female if you were to get something, a girlfriend. Oh. That's what he said, a female. So
little slut. Okay.
Well, that's what he said. So
okay. So if we do female cat, female dog.
Yeah, something soft and feminine, he said.
All right. Okay. I don't know if I want to, but I don't know. I'm like, damn, I don't want two dogs. But having a cat, I'd be afraid it would get out because, cats get out.
Well, I wouldn't jump on it. Just wait and see. Give yourself plenty of time.
Okay. So like, does he like being alone?
He doesn't mind it because he's very busy. He's
maybe
got a job.
Okay, so when we leave for our work, he's taking care of his work. I do catch him sleeping on the job sometimes, though.
Sure, but he's always listening. They smell and they can hear things. You know how their senses are so in tune with everything. It's very entertaining. There's a dog I spoke to recently. The woman was really concerned. She moved and she's living on a horse ranch. But she's at the back of the property and she's not a horse person. And her dog has taken to sleeping on the porch. He doesn't want to be in the house at night when it's time to go to sleep. He doesn't go anywhere. He stays right there. Well, and the whole property is fenced anyway, so he couldn't go anywhere. But he just likes to lie on the porch and smell everything and hear everything and listen and be on guard. And she thought there was a problem. But I said, no, he's happy. So
okay, yeah, I guess it's me that doesn't like being without him, probably more than he doesn't like being without us. Probably. I know he likes going with us everywhere, but
yeah,
like when I do have to leave,
he might make a good shop dog, so to speak. Might be good for him to get used to more people and stuff, but then again, it might be too much trouble for you because then you're pulled in too many directions.
Yeah, he'd have to be like, pretty much kind of like tied up and I don't want that. I think he has more fun here talking to all the animals.
Yeah. I think so. He's a busy little bee. He's in his mind, he's not sleeping on the job. I'm not sleeping on the job. I'm busy. So, yeah.
Well, don't tell him I said that.
That's relative. Well, he heard you. He hears everything. Yeah. No, he's got it. So I have no doubt that he knows what you're thinking.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, good. So I won't feel so bad leaving him when I have to go.
No. And I would say, you can check back in with me after that happens, after 2 or 3 weeks, and you've been in your new routine, and then we can check back in with him and see how he's feeling about it. Pretty easy to do, or maybe you'll already have figured it out.
Cool beans.
Yeah. So
I should probably take him for a walk today.
Oh, he would love that.
Did you see my video that I posted on Facebook?
I love
the bear and the coyote.
Oh,
yes, I saw that just a little bit ago.
Oh, I saw the one where you were riding your bike with him.
We do that like a few times a week. We'll go for like 10-mile bike rides. But just yesterday we were down in the meadow right across the street, and right behind him, a big ass brown bear, black bear. I saw his brown bulge. I was like, okay, that wasn't there before. What is that? Because I was on my phone. I looked up and I'm like, that's not a log. And so I called him over, and Noki came right over to me, and because I don't think he saw him. I don't think he saw the bear, and he was just into what he was doing. So I grabbed him by the collar. The bear went into the water. We're watching the bear. It comes out of the water, shakes off. And I think that's when Noki was like, oh shit, that's a bear. I'm
surprised that he wouldn't have smelled it unless it was downwind.
It must have been because, for one, they're just like ghost creatures. I swear. They just creep up. All of a sudden they're there, and then all of a sudden they're gone.
Well, he said, I asked him, I'm like talking to him about our conversation. And he said, I didn't know it was there until I smelled it. And then, what did he say? Ghost creature. Oh, he said, I smell them all the time.
That's probably true. Yeah. Because the bears go through there every single day.
Yeah. He said, that's no big deal.
Yeah. And he didn't try to chase it. He didn't even give a shit. He literally was just hanging by my side. We were both watching it. And then I wasn't sure which way the bear was going to come, up towards us or back down towards the meadow. So I was like, okay, let's go. And then as we start walking up the trail, a coyote starts running at us. And so that he wanted to chase. He wanted to chase that coyote. And I was like, oh, hell no, you're not chasing that thing. So I scared the coyote off. I was screaming at it to get away from us. So then the coyote ran away, and he was trying to pull at it. He wanted to chase it. So he did. But I was like, no, we're not going after the coyote. That terrifies me. Chasing a bear, that's fine. That's fun. Bear won't hurt you. He'll run from you. But the coyote, they scare me. So, but normally I would like, I guess maybe what I should try to do is have focus on him protecting me as opposed to chasing after it. So like if I like portray that I need protection, he would stay by me, you think?
Let me ask him. He said he would. If that bear had come towards you, he would have got his hackles up. He is on guard, but to control his actions, like Sharon said, think what you want him to do, and that's what he will do. But I would urge you not to encourage confrontation or standoff, but maybe relaxation and just like, hey, nothing going on here, just go on your way. That would probably be healthier for you and for him and the other animal, because if you're thinking that other animal is also going to be picking up on your thoughts too, just remember that.
Okay, because we weren't worried about the bear. I wasn't worried about it, and he wasn't either. You know, he wasn't like needed to chase away.
Fear would be, I would think, it's like fear is going to that you have fear will portray fear to him. And then he's being protective if he runs after it. So
right. And then because then went with the coyote, when I was screaming at him to get away, like chasing him away, like Noki would think to chase him away, not like protect me from him. But I'm like, get away. So he was probably like, get away.
Yeah. When you stop and kind of analyze those situations, it really makes a lot of sense, doesn't it?
Yeah. I can see this. He was picking up on both of those animals, and it was all within like the exact same like 10 minutes or 5 minutes that it happened. And my reaction to the bear, and then my reaction to the coyote, then his reaction to the bear, and his reaction to the coyote were like pretty much in sync with me. Yeah. Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Well, there you go. You are communicating. Yeah. How fun, huh?
I guess we spend a lot of time together.
Yeah. Well, and that helps a lot. So, you know, there could be times I just pictured in my head when you have your new place up and running, if you have employees who are manning the place and you just need to go down and do some quick little thing in the office or check with somebody, take him with you and let him see and say, hey, you get to see where I go when I'm not here, so that he can picture and get a sense of what you're up to now, because things will have changed.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And say, well, this is a treat. You get to go with me today.
Oh, it's bring your dog to work day.
But if it's just a short period of time where he's not going to get sidetracked or cause any trouble, not that he would, but you know, especially if you don't think he would, right?
Right. Okay. Yeah.
All
right.
And
cool.
is he good with most people?
Most people, yeah. We went out to a restaurant last night, Chase and I, and it was just so interesting how like he was sitting at our feet at the table, and one guy, he just like goes over and he just presses against him, and the guy's petting him, and then another woman came to go pet him, and he was like, arr.
It might have been that she reached over the top of his head. They don't like that. You have to go like a horse. You know how horses are about that?
I wasn't like, it was to my back. The lady was.
Well, and it makes sense too. It's all about the energy, so that they're picking up on us and other people's energy too, so that they feel the chaotic energy or the needy energy or the you're a wonderful dog, I love you energy. And I'm sure depending on, and so he sounds like he's a very sensitive dog to energy.
Yeah,
which I love.
He's a great dog.
Because like with grandkids or pets or whatever it might be, the more we can come from that centered and peaceful place and really go, like you're saying, Lorraine, to the energy that we want to portray. And we don't want to portray fear. So I forget that during the heat of the moment sometimes, like with you, Cara, too, where it's like, oh my gosh, I don't want her to chase after a mountain lion or something like a coyotes that will take her to their pack or something. Yeah, so this is really good reminder, Lorraine. And make sure, everybody, that if you haven't seen her first, what have we done so far, Lorraine?
Well, I haven't.
I thought we did
other
3.
Well, we have. I haven't posted the other one to my YouTube channel, but I'm sure you have.
Oh, I have. Yeah, because I do it right on that day. So make sure you check it out. You can go to Svensson Hypnosis YouTube channel, and it's a playlist, Animal Communication with Lorraine. And she gives all kinds of helpful tips. You get to see her do readings. And to me, a big part of it is just kind of stimulating thought about how we can connect with our animals. So be sure to go to her website, Lorraine Bollinger. I guess you didn't put your website up, but we'll put it at the bottom of the video so that you can check out her website there. She's available to do readings, as well as she's a really talented artist, and she captures the essence of your pet. She did one for my dog, and it's, blow you out of the water too. So I think this is a good time to wrap it up. Is there, okay. So until next time, for our next segment, we meet once a month. So the next one will come out in September on the 4th Thursday of each month. So thank you for joining us. Bye.
Thank you.